I'm gonna be honest, through playing some of the Mirror of Immortality on my main account, God, I forgot how boring normal Mirror dungeons are, but hard doesn't come out until a couple days from now, so whatever. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we went a decent bit of the way doing quite a few pointless battles. God, so many pointless battles. And this time, we will be moving on with... Yeah, that's fine. We'll be moving on with doing our shit. And in Canto 4, that's what I meant. This is troubling. Not mind other locations, but if that place were to be attacked, it'll cause a major setback. Mr. Dongran, you got an urgent call from Director Alfonso. Ah, boy, she's about to give me a talking to. Can't you take the call for me, Sanjo? I already have been, but her patience is doing this letter. Ah, well, I'm not getting away from this. Pardon me for a second. While Dongman was away, we spotted an employee who hadn't evacuated across the hallway, nervously wandering. Watch closely, Executive Manager, so you'll act as snooping around like that in the middle of danger. Most likely means you found someone with useful information, who wants to make good use of them. Hey, we're using some subcontracting firm here to deal with this commotion. What's going on?
I've been looking for Miss Shren, but I can't find her anywhere. I need to tell her to evacuate. She left her computer on. Where could she be? Actually, she...
Alright, we'll find her. You evacuate first.
Thank you.
Now, while terracing foreign has been removed, the staff is still in a muddle, and computers left on. It's a complete tactical advantage, and even costs any strength. Probably thanks to this pride in the achievement, Orc sounded much more excited than you, but no one else seemed to care. Computer Shren use. This password is Miss You, Ran, right? We were told she was in close relations with Ran, exchanging lots of messages. If we're lucky, we might find a pending email or some other clue on her computer. Should hopefully give us some insight into that Technology Liberation Alliance, too. Quick to understand, that was I mean, very much expected of my executive manager. Alright, good. Problem is how we're gonna sneak into the office. Who on our team's gonna walk in there bull-faced and get it done without round suspicion? Choose a sinner who can keep a still face and avoid suspicion. Give this humble lady one more chance and I shall succeed! Marcel, think you can handle it? As long as you command. I'm counting on you. Poor Dawn. Dawn completely ignored. She would be perfect for the task of not arousing suspicion. So, I know last time I mentioned that there was a boss fight that I wanted to get to and I wasn't sure if I could. It's actually a lot quicker in than I thought. So, I am actually going to... Also, because it makes the... makes some very convenient timing. Just in terms of, then we start the dungeon on episode 30. We are going to have this be a longer episode. I will end up having to spend a little bit of lunacy in order to get stamina up. And Keflin back, or whatever you want to word it as, but, well. Tis what it is. I've returned. There's a message in Shren's mailbox that was deep worth reading. The environment did not permit me to print it out, so I memorized the mail's content. I hope you're doing well, Miss Wren. Open parenthesis, star, tier, swan dash, caret, close parenthesis. You can skip those parts. Understood. I'll then split the punctuation marks that do not appear important. I've been trying to figure out what you said was really true. That sucker's making it hard. I've been promoted to team manager too, but I wasn't let in just because I didn't win that silly best award. I was a good collaborator from the outside. I would help with whatever he's plotting. From their newly formed company, they haven't checked what kind of people they are yet, but they're all haughty and arrogant just like their client. Still, the plan will proceed as intended. We'll succeed. Return to a glorious past. To tell you the truth, my most dazzling memory was when I first met you after joining the company. But our goals are more ambitious than that, so let's promise to meet again there. In the past, we know technologies existed, allowing everything that existed to shine brighter. There, chickens will freely fly over the meadows with their wings uncut. The person who uses their arm will comfort them, learn how to live together even if an arm is missing. We may not be able to enjoy sumptuous feasts or conveniences of modern civilization, and we won't have nearly as many resources at our disposal. That vastness will be free to walk all day. Oh, I'm planning to make pictures from the outside for the plan. My unit's gotten too used to the ampules. If rapid development can only be achieved by means that cause pain and suffering to people, I'm willing to give up on all the prosperity it brings. That's all I have to say for now. Goes in haste. Star, heart. You don't have to read all that! There's a possibility it may have been a sequence or cipher, so I deemed it reasonable to read it out and let the manager determine its significance, but then mull over whether I should dispense with it, and discount the possibility that may be necessary information. Good work? Ironic. Yeah, it's fortunate for her that she didn't get to see Liberation Alliance members murdering researchers without mercy. Yeah, she probably believes she was working for a noble cause and violence till the end of her life. I agree. It's probably best for her that she died holding on to that belief. I just love Merceau being like, I will read out the emoticon face. based Merceau. I feel like this is really going to be the only Kanto where I'm going to ever have to worry about spending lunacy to get more enkephalin. Uh-oh. I did my best to ignore the fierce glare of my clock from below. I noticed this group of staff walking this way, carrying an imposing aura, unlike any other K-Corp employee we've met. Those are K-Corp staff. Saw some researchers having evacuated over there. They ignored or Gregor's, rather, words and proceeded upstairs. They aren't here to rescue anyone. They're all eliminating intruders to keeping classified technology secure. Don't get interjected like he's always been here. So as he got done with the call. This wing is left to Class 1 staff. And Class 1, not the highest level of employee one can reach. With precisely like Grade 1 is for fixers, fairly is no wonder that they are the noblest. Sorry, in this nest, Class 1 is the lowest, and higher numbers indicate better ranks. Thank you, Don. Even still, none can be too lowly or lowly to save lives, so how can the roles be divided? And bigger is better for the number and riches alike, isn't that right? The conversation dragged on for a bit, but there's nothing to worry about. I've acquired the permission. Permission for what? No, since a bunch of paperwork is required as well, but since we're in an emergency, we'll skip the procedures that we can. Should be fine, right, sound Joe? I believe we can manage with 3.5 days working with report overtime. And strictly speaking, the problem already began when you brought it into your lab without a report. Well, what's the permission to go out first? Seems Dongback is headed that way. Screening room. Security procedures for entering that place can be extremely convoluted. Screening room? The name doesn't give a very clear idea of what it's about. I wonder why the security's so tight about it. It's at the very top of the building. That too is make something inaccessible, put it on the ground or at the highest point. Fear not, we shall make it there by the end of this episode. Okay, so I've actually kind of changed what I was going to do. Just because this episode might end up being short because I expect there's actually 2 boss fights. I expect those to take quite a while. So, yeah. Just hop in here. I might have seen earlier, that's Mariel. In fact, I met him once at a job with B Corp once. Really? Samjo, you applied for B Corp too? Large K-Corpers were primary to us. Man, a mediocre like me has sent an application to every wing in hopes one will accept it. There were corpses around Mariel. Appalling, couldn't quite begin to describe their state. Oh dear, probably an easy user's restroom. Samjo turned pale and ran, covering his mouth with a hand. Our researchers couldn't have been able to fight back at all. K-Corp's employees didn't seem to have a problem with bludgeoning my colleagues who didn't so much as swing a fist either. Look for your boss, where is she? What I want to know is how you're still alive. You know those golem murder machines? Anything you couldn't deal with? Bomb did hurt a bit, though. No, the bomb was meant for annihilation, so it means. It's but an unexpected variable to Ren and Shren's plan. Who are you? Fast for silence. Even if we were to turn to an age without technology, you won't find the peace you seek. Once accustomed to the luxury brought by technology, people won't be able to withstand life in the past. Think of the time when trips to the back streets were trending among the rich. They'll use the experience to take another look at their own lives, to be thankful for everything they have. Hardly any would live in a less opulent era given the opportunity. And I don't like talking to people. Not fond of explaining things to you either. I'm not the talkative sort. I don't require explanations in any field. I'm simply curious to know that difference in perspectives. None of us take warp trains. We need to meet the city has to offer either. Or know the truth, we won't even consider something as shallow as backstreet trips. The others in my family used to know even greater things than I do. Didn't have any problem using them though. The masses are ignorant. They won't believe it even if you show it before their eyes. This is your conclusion? You have everything to make them in the empty world? No, I think I get it just fine. Plenty of players out there who just don't get it if you talk nicely. I was all empathize with the likes of me have to get a couple bruises and scars on the faces. Just wreck it all. If we ever recruit new members, I'll try excluding educational background from the requisites. Though Heathcliff never told us what schools he went to, you can see where it's coming from. So you're going way over the line. This fight I will I'll talk through a bit. How many people? It's 9. Because this is a unfocused boss fight. We have Mariel. I'll show up at some point. Yeah. I kind of wish we had more Rand though. I like Rand's design. And Mariel is fine. Mariel is real whatever. But, like, I don't know, maybe if we had, Ran in sloshing, that could have been interesting. But, again, it's not really that big. Like, I'm not too terribly concerned about it. Yeah, we'll get Mariel in red sheet, but, like, we could have sloshing for Ran. I mean, Ishmael gets sloshing, so... What a weird group of ego. Or pair of ego. Two. With sloshing and red sheet. Red sheet? Like, at least it looks kind of cool. Sloshing just kind of looked a bit goofy. In a good way, I would say. It's a bit on the funny side. It's like, it makes it real big. I should really have Yi-Song as my first deployed. Yeah, well. We're gonna refuel Greg a little bit. His counter refuels him so that he can keep his max damage up. Well, okay. Really, I'm pretty sure what you want to do with Fire Fist is have his fuel low, but not 0. So just like the occasional drop of a counter to refill. Like, I think it's you always want to be in, ideal situation, most Yi-Song's situation, is to have all in overheating, but obviously again not running out. Ouch! Oof! Owie! My Ishmael. Spike Fist is really fun. Shortly on my main account, shortly after pulling Spice Bush on here, I pulled him on my main. It's a very fun ID. I haven't really gotten too much opportunity to play around with it in solo because I think I got it. It might have been right before the Mirror Dungeon update, and Mirror Dungeon normal solos, it's kind of like they're weirdly harder because you get less ego gifts, but that's neither here nor there. Mariel's dead. Oh no, what a shame. And we'll have this. I really. Let me double check if there's any story before the first boss fight. There's one right here, and it's literally this, another fight, and then the boss. So, well. Guess I'm using 2 pops of lunacy. Why did you call? The man keeps claiming to be your friend. What's the relationship? As can be seen, the tie has long been severed. I don't like butting in. I hate speaking for long even more. I'm telling you, since the smile of that ignorance-feigning scoundrel tongue is detestable. That one desk, that one was even more disgusting than the others because it was clean and empty. The name tag below it had your name. So why don't you Yi-Song that position all along? He's trying to head on him? That's supposedly a violation of moral principles to confirm something like that, isn't it? Baffled. What's that supposed to be an acronym for? It's not. I'm just baffled. Orange hair, you said you used to work for a ship for a long time. As a fixer. You have serious delusions about wings and firms. Something common sense to the Great Lake is chum. Bringing morality in the world we live in. Pretty amusing for a joke. Headhunting and changing jobs between firms are done based on interest and efficiency. So you're Billy in your own language, huh? Should we say boat Billy? If that was the case, it really is strange. Not taking Yi-Song's thoughts into account at all. Pay it no heed. Thoughts are rather meager things. I'm quite used to life being taxidermy. You sure you don't mind? Yi-Song, when you joined the company, actually, didn't all of us receive the same offer? Job offer. In my case, I was promised I'd get my aspect carve. I could barely remember a thing, but as soon as I heard that word, I nodded as if I was possessed. They act like they only knew my choice would be to accept it. If I join this company, when I do, the thing I wish for dearly, I recite to myself every night. Yes, the thing I thought would be impossible. They promised to make it a possibility, most certainly. I'll thoroughly look into our backgrounds. There's another version of Wish Granted Tales, just like the storybook we read earlier. In truth, even that wish was no more than a futile dream. Well, you want that dress before? Why don't you join then? Simply, I walked for so long that my feet hurt. A shower of rain was pouring down as well. The bus I saw then appeared rather inviting. That can't be it, can it? We all... That's enough of it. Our company was prepared to disclose the contents of the job contract details. Acting all high and mighty when you're in the same boat as the rest of us. Foul. Let's proceed. So a thought struck me. Like most other singers, he sung and vocalized his pain. His lad would often discover his injuries late. Why has he been holding all that pain? I was reminded of the void in his chest that I caught a glimpse of. Was he keeping it in? Or was it spilling out? Dun dun dun! And it was more generic fights. Screening room. Huh, only 2 enemies? Surely that won't be an issue. I have no idea how long this episode is, but next time will be quite a while. Especially with one thing that I have planned, but that's for later. But until then, see you guys later.